I was walking down the street in my thoughts, just thinking, and I had a thought, what if this is the last day that I have on earth? Because, well, I could be walking, and what if the next crosswalk I walk onto, a semi-truck pulls up and hits me? Because that's a real possibility. And it opened my eyes in a way to the fact that it could always be our last day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and everyone who is living their last day thinks that they have tomorrow. But the belief that you have tomorrow doesn't actually mean that you have it. And so it got me really thinking, what will I look back upon? Will I be proud of the decisions I've made? Will I have done all the things that I wanted? And I got this sense of urgency, this like alarm in my head of, hey, I need to do something. I need to work harder. I need to actually go and do more to achieve my goals and my dreams and my ambitions. Because this could very well be the last day I am on earth. And I don't want to spend it going halfway. I don't want to use my last day, winging it and not doing everything that I can. And so in that moment, I found motivation in the fact that this could be the last day. And if you think about it, the one and the biggest thing that will give you motivation is the thing being worth doing. For example, if you're moving sand from pile A to pile B and then back to pile A, it's very hard to stay motivated. But if your life is on the line and the lives of everyone you care about, then all of a sudden you will find motivation from that. Because whatever you have to do to save your life and the life of everyone you care about is worth doing. And so you don't have to watch motivational videos because it's worth doing. And it alone being worth doing will give you the motivation that you need to keep going. There's a million examples of people who are stranded in the wilderness or their plane crashed or something and they have to survive for a week with no food and barely any water and they don't sleep and they're dehydrated and tired and everything and exhausted. Yet they still survive, yet they still do incredible amounts of work and even like physical work just to keep themselves alive and survive. Because survival is worth it. And so when you think about it, if you start doing things that are worth doing, all of a sudden you will never lack motivation. Because it is worth doing. And the fact that the things that you are doing are worth doing alone will motivate you. And what that means is that you have to have big goals, big dreams, do the things that are, risky and brave. Because those are big enough to where the outcome and success is worth doing. And that will motivate you. And I can even look at my own life as an example. I've made so many videos and literally 0 views, nothing out of it. But I keep going because I know that in the end, if I get even one successful video, it's worth it. All the work that I put in, worth it. And in the end, it's worth it. So it's fine. And it motivates me even though I get rejected again and again and again and there's this failure and boom and everything bad happens. And it's exhausting and tiring and you don't feel like it and it's all the excuses that you could ever ask. But because it's worth doing, I do it. And it's the same with the gym. You don't always feel like going to the gym. But you know what? Being in amazing shape, being healthy, being strong and capable, all of these things are simply so valuable that achieving them is worth it. And achieving them is worth the pain that it takes and the years of grinding in the gym and, lifting this same weight again and again and again and, failing again and again and again and not hitting the PR and being tired and, stressing about X, Y, and Z and, focusing on your diet even when everyone else is eating out and having fun. All of those things are hard. But you do them and you're motivated to do them because in the end the price is worthy. And it's with so many things. And so if you're thinking to yourself right now, well, I don't find that motivation, then it usually means that you're not doing the correct things. You're not doing things that are worth doing. If you work at a job you hate, that is a dead-end job and you have no career prospects in the future, then of course you're not gonna find motivation to do that job because it's not worth doing. But maybe if you start your own business, you'll find motivation to work 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. And I'm not saying you should start a business necessarily. Maybe your dream is to be a professional athlete. Maybe it's to write a book. But whatever that big thing is that to you seems so worth doing that it alone motivates you, that's what you're supposed to do. And then you won't lack motivation. Motivation will literally appear in front of you and into you from the fact of, damn, well, what if I succeed? And just the idea of what if I succeed is enough to motivate you for literally eternity. No matter how many times you fail or see rejection or if the plan falls apart, it won't matter because in the end you can always just remind yourself, but what if I succeed? What if after 10 years of grinding I succeed? And even after 10 years of failure and struggle and exhaustion and all these horrible things that we want to avoid, even if you succeed only after that 1 decade, if it's still worthy, then you should do that because then you will never lack motivation. And then motivation will simply exist within you from the fact that you are doing the correct things. And once again, bringing it back to the fact that this could be your last day on earth. Wouldn't you want to use all of your life, every second? Because every second of your life that you don't do something is a second that disappears into literal nothingness, into the history that you did not use for anything. So every second of your life, wouldn't you want to live? Because you don't get any more time on this planet. You have the time that you have, and that's it. Boom. And if you choose not to use it and spend it wisely, then it's gone forever. And so because you have only one life, that should even that motivate you. Like, what else are you gonna do except the one big thing that you want to achieve in life? Because you only have one shot. You have one life. And you know, the moment you realize that you can't do everything is the moment that you realize that you simply have to pick the one thing that you most want to do and then just do that. And do that for who knows how long until you succeed. Because everyone realizes that you cannot be the best at everything. There is not a single person in professional sports who's a professional ice hockey player and a football player and a MMA fighter and a skydiving dude. Like no one's all of these things. Because to be really good at even one of those means that you have to dedicate your whole life to that one thing. And because you have to dedicate your whole life to that one thing, it literally means that you have to specialize. You cannot be a generalist in life. You have to specialize. So you have to pick that one thing which is so brave and so risky and so worth doing that it will forever motivate you to do that thing, and then you can spend your life doing that and specialize yourself in doing that one thing. Because nothing else will matter and nothing else should matter. You have one shot at life, so shouldn't you take the shot at the biggest possible prize, at the most meaningful thing, at the most impactful thing, and the thing that will give you the most satisfaction in your one and only life. So do the big and brave thing and you will never lack motivation, because it doesn't matter if it takes 10 years or 20 years to achieve it. In the end, if it is worth doing, if it is so big and so grand and the goal and dream is so huge that even 20 years of struggling for it is worth doing, then you will never lack motivation to do that thing. Because in the end, it will always be worth it, no matter how hard it is now, no matter how tired you are now, and no matter how difficult the journey might be. And so stay disciplined, chase your dreams, and have a fantastic day.